Well, g'day viewers. So, welcome to new subscribers. Welcome back to our subscribers. Today I thought I'd talk about getting back to Australia. Is it viable? What are the choices? What do I do? Because I do need to get back to Australia at some point, even just to finalise things up. Okay, so things are changing almost daily here, and globally, with this, with the respect of travel, international travel, with this new Omicron variant, Omicron. Got to get the pronunciation right. Omicron. That would make a good Transformer movie, I think. Omicron. Rise of the variants. Okay, anyway, back to the topic. This new variant that's emerged, it won't be the last one. It'll go, it's an O now, Omicron. It'll go to Z, and then back to A, be A1, A2, A3, so on and so forth. It's here with us forever. So, do I want to risk travelling at the moment? I don't think so. I'd rather stay here, where I feel safe, health-wise and mentally, than getting into a crowded or semi-crowded airport and onto an aeroplane for eight plus hours. And then when I get back there, do I have to quarantine? They're talking about, travellers coming in from the red countries having to quarantine again. And where will I get quarantined? Will I have to go to that quarantine concentration camp in the Northern Territory? Because I don't think they're doing hotel quarantine again. That was a bad idea. But regardless, do I want to travel at the moment? No, I don't. And anyway, if I do travel, and they say that I have to quarantine at home, I don't have a home in Australia. I came over here originally in 2016 because I'd met my future wife online, and we got to know each other for 6 months. And I came over here, and we were married a couple of months later. And then I went back to Australia in 2018 for 18 months to do some work. I came here for a holiday, 10 days, or 12 days I think it was. That was on March the 10th, 2020. You all know the rest. It's been an almost 600-day holiday. So I don't have a place to go back to in Australia. I was renting a little flat, which I had to give up because I couldn't afford to pay the rent and live here at the same time. The rents were, oh God, astronomical compared to here. So I needed my cash here to pay for my visa because I'm only on a tourist visa. But I do need to get back to Australia at some time because I do still have possessions. Most of them aren't important. Like, if I never see them again, it won't worry me, but there are some items that I do need to keep, and I would like to get my hands on those again. Another factor for not being in such a hurry to travel back to Australia is that the cost of airfares at the moment. Holy shit. They're blowing through the roof. All right, so the cost of airline tickets at the moment is prohibitive. I saw a post on Facebook. A fellow wanted to fly back to, where was he flying to? He was flying from Manila to Hong Kong. So Manila to Hong Kong, which is just across the water. And it was 33,000 pesos. holy shit, you know, but that's just one way. Now, because I came here on a holiday, I only had the funds that I had set aside for the holiday because I was then going to return back to Australia and continue working. That didn't happen. So the funds have run out, you know, basically. I'm living here with my wife and her family, and I contribute when I can, but whatever money I do get pays for my visa. I don't know if the Australian government is still offering the repatriation money to go fly back home, but I did look into that when they first announced it, and dog next to it. Did look into that when they first announced it, and it's, I don't know, it didn't seem like a good deal. Just something about it seemed a bit shady, a bit shifty. I may look at that in the future, but I doubt it very much. Is that fish? That's a fish seller. So I think the choices I've got at the moment, because I can't, not that I can't travel, I don't want to travel. I've got to look at changing my visa over to a permanent residency visa so that I don't have to go back to the immigration office every 2 months to renew my visa. And I'll be doing that early next year. I think at the moment it's all about life choices, and I think my life here is better than what it could be in Australia, regardless of this transformer virus. So I think staying here, I've got a new wife, a great family. I've got friends here. I've got friends in Australia. I've got family in Australia as well. Unfortunately, while I was here in 2016-17, my father passed away. And I couldn't get back there to his funeral. And recently, my mother passed away. And I couldn't get back to Australia because of the transformer virus. The pre-transformer virus, I should say. I still have a sister in Australia. Hey Shaz, how you going? And her husband Steve. Good on you, mate. And they've been battling through the lockdowns and so forth in Australia. I've been keeping up with the news from them. It's been tough over there. It's been tough here. You know. So will I ever go back to Australia again? Yes, certainly will. Prior to noisy motorbike, prior to me coming over here in March 2020, in November 2019, we applied for a visa for Mercy to come over to Australia for a month or so, just so that she could visit, meet my sister and meet my mum. Well, she won't meet my mum now. But that is still in the works. It's on hold. All visa applications are on hold from the Australian Immigration Department, but it hasn't been cancelled, or we paid for it. It's all paid for. She's done all the health checks, submitted all the documentation. So will we ever go back to Australia? Yes, absolutely. Will I go back there to live? I don't think so. I don't think so. I love it here. I'm adapting to the life here in the Philippines quite well. It's not hard. The language is not a barrier. The food's beautiful. The people are beautiful. Yes, it can be noisy. We live in a town. It can be noisy. There's lots of people around. But that's life. I don't mind that. I enjoy it. I'm a people watcher. I think for me, it's better here. For the simple fact that I just feel relaxed and comfortable here. I didn't feel relaxed when I went back to Australia in 2018 for that 18, 19 months. I didn't feel like I belonged. That's strange, I know. Like I'd only been out of Australia for 22 months, and I went back to Australia. And I was born in Australia, lived there for 56 years. I just didn't feel like I belonged there anymore. Here, I feel like I belong. So we'll just have to see what the future holds. As I said, early next year, I'm going to um, get my visa converted from a tourist visa to a 13A, which is married to a Filipino, um, permanent residency visa. It's a 12-month probation for the first part of it, and then you go back in, pay some more money. It becomes a permanent residency visa. So that's where it stands at the moment. That's my last 20 months in a nutshell. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and comment. I like to read your comments. I do answer them. And I'll see you all next time. Uru.